Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Just Gaming Today. Today we're going to play some more Legionbound. If you like the video, like and subscribe, please. I'm trying to grow the channel a bit and that would help me out quite a bit. So today we're going through the last biome, I believe. Let's check. So last time we were in the Ruined Chapel and we're going to the Dead Stronghold. I believe the Dead Stronghold will unleash the power of the tax collector. He seems to be the last one that's locked. Um, I'm assuming the tax collector is going to have some type of gold generation mechanism, being his name, tax collector. Probably a fairly powerful mechanism because there is a lot of power in extra money in this game. So just being able to buy um, buy, all the items, get the characters you want as quick as you can. So that way they're out, they're building their synergies, they're cranking up that ascension, timer down at the bottom. Um, there's a lot that gold can do in this game. So I'm interested to see what this one has to offer. Now, last time we did pick up the witch. The witch seems to be another kind of damage healer type class, which sounds very, very cool. So we'll try and use her out this run. She curses. She launches hex bolts, which curse and poison. And then she also grants allies lifesteal for a time. So that's her mechanism for heal. I think that's pretty cool. I mentioned this at the end of the last video, but I do really, really like that, the realm of healing just isn't entirely concentrated in just the word cleric. They have healer at the cleric level. I believe the priest heals a little bit too. Yeah, more healing. So it's not a direct heal, but he allows for greater healing within his aura. Um, the barkeep heals and grants a random. The bard, I don't think heals, which would make sense. The herbalist definitely heals, so allies regenerate health slowly over time. I don't think the artificer heals. Monk is all about stunning. The witch heals. I think the druid, no. Then the paladin definitely heals. Let's see, who else? Smith. I think that's about it. But you can see that the healing is kind of spread out, and the way they heal are different. Increases heals directly, heals via an aura, regen, and then the witch adds lifesteal. So I do like the different mechanisms. They've paid careful attention to, dividing those mechanisms out, allowing you to, once we start, not just trying to figure out everybody's synergies, but also start to build parties where, hey, let's start with 5 guardians and 5 clerics and see how that goes. You know what I mean? You can try and do some different type of builds here. I think like 3 guardians, 3 paladins, 3 herbalists, that's 9, and then 2 big damage dealers like a wizard and an axeman. That might be an interesting start because you can just start with the paladin line and a herbalist line, and have your guys up front soaking damage. It could be very interesting to see how a run like that would go. For this run though, let's take the monk out and add the witch just to switch one thing out. We'll keep everybody else the same. Let's go back to main menu real quick because we do have some skill tree points to distribute. Now, at the end of the last run, I did put the gunslinger back in. I'm going to take him back out just so we have some points here to work with. Now, one thing I wanted to do was go in. Items are 25% cheaper. And then this one was cool. Duplicate every other item purchase. If you would be offered a boss idol instead, heroes gain 10% to all stats. That's pretty interesting. Got those disables going. 25% cheaper items is pretty cool. Let's see. So I did get one thing I did at the end of the last run as well, as I did just take every single stat bonus up to its maximum. So you see I ran to the end of each of these. I think this one's just to get the extra party thing. Party member here. This one I was interested in for 10,000. I think I'm going to take this one. And just since I end up being more strength oriented and defense oriented, I'm going to take this. This kind of pairs well with all the strength stuff that I have here. So similar to what we have over here, you know, all of our defense, it's this one here, all of our defense, magic defense, and health skills grant an additional 5% bonus. Now over here, this one says all improved strength skills grant an additional 5% strength. So hopefully we're going to get some pretty good mileage out of that one. Now over here, you do have some points. Heroes gain 2% chance to counterattack. I'm going to take something like that. Gives us 2,000 left over. I don't really think I have many 1,000 pointers left over here. Maybe these are. Player spells have a 5% improved effect. Let's see here. Backline heroes gain 5% magic block chance. What is this one here? Damage dealt to single targets increased by 4%. I might do these two here. Those seem pretty good. And you can always undo these. You just right click them and they can come undone. There's no like big reset or anything. If you want to search for something specific, in the very beginning of the game, I was searching for the player characters here. So I would just look like for the words can appear in future. And then I could figure out where all the characters were. And then I started looking for this particular one, additional slot. Or starting party, and then I wanted to know, you know, hey, what's the you know ones so I got need to get to open up every single party slot. So we've done that. All right, skill tree looks good. We've got our party selected. Let's go down and select the dead stronghold and see if we can at least get the tax collector activated. As always, I'll let this kind of start and then I'm going to pause. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 synergies already. So the witch synergizes with who? Let's check the glossary. The cleric. Okay, so right off the bat, we found the synergy there that we wanted. I'm starting to think the sorcerer, I think is the last one we need from a synergy perspective. And I think that is going to be the tax collector. All right, let's get the guardian over here. The paladin, we're going to put right here. There we go. The armor, I'm going to throw here. Shield mage here. Wizard. Cleric. Witch. X-Man. I want near the paladin. Yeah. All right, so we're going to have this grouping here. The reason I'm grouping them like this is specifically the auras. You see the, you see the aura on the, or actually, oh, she does a little, she doesn't do an aura. She does like an effect. But I want my spellcasters near the mage. I actually might move this cleric up here. There we go. Now, the reason I did that is auras. So you see all these different auras. I'm trying to get my group under the most auras as possible. So that, you know, kind of position your characters, take your time here, get everybody positioned, at least your beginning group. And then as you get new heroes through the higher screen, you can start to build, you know, another layer of auras and another layer of auras. You don't have to start at the top, you can start in the middle. I just brought them up here because that's kind of where they were and kind of brought them in the focus. Let's go to the higher screen, see what we have to offer. I will take another cleric. We don't have a knight, so I'm gonna grab a knight. Not interested in the entangle spell. I'm not interested in this either. So I'm going to start with these guys. You have to unpause to get your characters to come out. The knight, I'm going to scoot the knight closer to the paladin up here. He gets 3 auras there. Sure. Now cleric, I'm going to put him again next to this shield mage. And that's because the shield mage's aura. I want all my magic people to be doing their thing here. All right, let's unpause. Now, I'm going to speed it up just in the beginning a little bit. I tend to take it back down to a normal speed. But speed it up to speed 2 seems to be a decent one to kind of just chug along. You want to see what your higher screen comes out, earn some basic money. No one's really in danger at the start. For at least I haven't run this particular biome yet, but at least at the start, things are fairly, copacetic. You get your characters moving, and that's collect your stuff and see what the higher screen gets you. Collect some gems. Not really a big deal. All right, so we got a new higher screen. We don't have a ranger. Always buy the savior potion just as a please save my character from dying. Basically, it'll save a character from dying and heal everybody one time, and then it disappears. But it's kind of like a no crap, button that you don't even have to press. It just does it automatically. I do like blood soaked charms, so I might come back and grab that. We've got some time there, and I wouldn't mind picking up a second wizard. So the ranger, just back here for now. Just chilling and doing some work. All right, let's check here. We do get a blood soaked charm. I'm going to grab that. If we can get up to 120, I'll grab the wizard as well. Kind of got to watch it because the higher screen will likely flip. See if we can kill some stuff off here and get enough gold. Need 120, guys. Come on, kill some of these guys and get me some gold. Almost. Oh, will we make it? Oh, we're not going to make it. That's okay. We were almost there. We'll see what the new higher screen has to offer. Ooh, okay, so we can get a monk. This shield is really nice. All right, I'll pick the monk up first, and then we'll look at trying to get that shield before it disappears. We'll make a little bet that we'll do that. I'm gonna put the monk right there for the moment. Nice. All right. I think the shield was like 240 something. Let's go grab that now while we have it in our mind. Close again. Nice. Oh, you see this is the new buff from the witch. So you saw that little red blood drop. I think that means everybody's doing some life stealing. That's an interesting thing to see because I like seeing these buffs because there are items that when buffed you slightly heal. Is the effect of the item. It's one of the necklaces. So we don't have a barbarian, we don't have a mercenary, we don't have a battle mage. I'm going to pick this mercenary up if I can, and then see how that goes. So barbarian, I'm going to scoot up here, see if we can get him under the paladin. Or when I'm always looking for paladins and apothecaries because I like having like a paladin line of healing, an apothecary line of healing. Haven't seen any of those pop up yet. I'll prioritize those over a lot of other things because that seems to have helped my runs quite a bit. Once I started doing that, I started finishing runs. On the runs where I didn't have that ability, it caused issues. Not saying that's the best or worst way to play or whatever. Everybody's got different ways to play. I encourage you to experiment with all different sorts of things. I'm looking forward to doing that with future runs because right now I was just trying to learn everybody's synergies, and the best way to do that, in my opinion, is to kind of just play a bunch of different characters. And I don't like, I'm not looking them up on, some wiki or something. I just wanted it to progress through the natural game. So it's kind of worked out for me. Like today we started with the witch. I didn't have any idea what witch synergizes with. I've just always had a cleric in my party. So that was cool to see that kind of kick off right at the beginning. I'm curious to see how her character does her synergies. So a bunch of people just synergize. So we're going to get a bulwark here. The knight is going to turn into a stalwart. Our armor is going to be, our smithy is now an armor. Barkeep is now an alchemist. I really like that the barkeep becomes an alchemist and the witch becomes a hexer. So let's take a look at the witch real quick. Curses have a chance to spread to nearby enemies when inflicted. Hexes one enemy at a range, granting another hero lifesteal for a short duration. So the hexer picks up an additional life skill or life steal ability here, and then grants all allies lifesteal for a short time. That's pretty cool. I do like that class. So let's, oops, sorry. Let's put this back off. Let's check the higher screen again. So we have a monk, smith, witch. Now the ring of steadiness. These rings I like to pick up. There are two rings that I always keep an eye out for. This ring of steadiness, which is immune to stun. There's another ring that lets you be immune to slow. If you can pick those up throughout the game, I think those are really good pickups. It basically means your characters aren't going to be stopped or slowed at any point in time because they're just immune to it. They just keep doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I think it's a really good one to keep an eye out for. I have finished runs without either of them, but I think they're a solid pickup. I think all three of these items here are ones to definitely look out for. Then depending on your class, mix, some of these items might be better or worse, So if you're going heavy spell casting, I could see carry there. If you're going heavy spell casting, maybe this shield of deflection isn't the best, and you want to look for stuff that's going to have you, be super, super banger on the spell damage. All right, we got a fair bit of money here going, so let's check I don't like any of the spells that have popped up yet. We don't have a brawler, so we'll grab a brawler. And then, honestly, on this one, I think I'm going to refresh. We got a fair bit of money. Let's see what we can get. So I wouldn't mind picking up a samurai, but let's check these items out first. So deflection, heroes gain 10% chance, increased chance to block magical damage, 5% increased chance to block physical. We have one of these already, and a ring of health. I think I'm going to get the ring of health and the samurai. Samurais I'll need a rogue before the samurai will be able to, I'm going to pause this, where a samurai will be able to kind of do his progressions and synergies. I'm going to keep those there. Really, really want to find another paladin, but so the monks synergize. They turn into a drunken fist. I love that. All right, we're at 452 gold. We're still on very easy. This is the difficulty tracker as you progress in waves. This is going to move and turn from like very easy to easy. We're about 2 waves cleared until we get a boss popping up here. So I'm going to gather up all this gold. There's the boss. So they pop up at 24 waves cleared, and then they're the 25th wave. So on the 25th wave, the boss pops up, and I'm going to take this magic block chance because it looks like it's a wizard of some form, a shade. I don't have any spell, which I don't like, but it looks like we're not doing poorly. So you can just kind of hover your mouse over, check everybody's hit points there. Yeah. Well, if somebody dies, we'll know because the potion will go away. But so far, so good. Ring of Defense, Warrior. Oh, I'd really like to get that Warrior, but more so the Paladin. But I don't have any money yet. Things, okay, we got a lot of money there. 927, we're very close. Yeah, another paladin down here, right where the brawler is, and I can move the brawler over. Those interlocking paladin upgrades would be nice. Or auras, sorry. So I'm going to grab the paladin there. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to move the brawler here, so he's still under a bunch of auras. I'm going to move that paladin right where the brawler was. Now I've got 2 paladins. You can see the blue circles. So I've got everybody under kind of like a paladin aura here. And I've got this guy's under 2 auras, which is okay. Samurai. He's got 3 auras kicking, so we'll keep him up front. He seems to be doing okay. So unpause. Now, one thing I'll note, there's like a thief's charm, I think it's called, the one that basically whenever you hit an opponent with a physical attack, they have a chance to drop some gold. So you like hit them and some, change drops out of their purse, I think is the idea. If you can get that before you get to a boss, it really increases the amount of gold that you end up accumulating. Because the boss fights are pretty long, and you end up hitting them a lot, and just gold just keeps streaming out. I think it's a really good item to try and pick up. Let's see if we have it over here now. So all heroes gain 5% critical chance. I do like this one. Peasant, barkeep, artificer. I'll go ahead and pick up the peasant. Put the peasant down here. They turn into a protagonist. A decent little class. I haven't really explored them very much. When an ally dies, gain 50% stat for 10 seconds. That's kind of worthless. Stabs one enemy when melee with a pitchfork. Stabs one enemy in melee twice. So they're kind of, stabby class, it looks like. All right, heroes refreshed again. We have 765. Ooh, guardian, sorcerer, monk. Ooh, this is all pretty good. Yeah, this one's good. The sorcerer I would like to pick up. I don't have enough money yet. Hopefully we kill this boss here soon. It's going slow because I don't have a spell that does damage. I was offered a chain lightning spell, but I really don't like that spell. I like the freezing aura or the freezing nova, whatever it's called. You get a little free zone. I also like the comet. So if we can find any of those, I'll definitely grab that. We do have some money. I'm going to go to sorcerer. I'm going to put the sorcerer up near this shield mage, so they get the extra bonus off of the shield mage's aura. So far, so good. He is dropping a lot of money. At least we're making bank off of this one. Already refreshed again. All right, so we get an idol. We don't have the idols, the idol of giants. So the giants idol is really good. Let's see what this says. Heroes gain 20% stats. Each hero loses 5% stats for each hero that shares a class with them. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Because I do like spreading things out. You would have to have 5 characters for this to go negative. I don't tend to do that. Let's try this because I actually think that's a good one for us because I don't tend to. Okay, that's a tax collector. I don't tend to like get 7 or 8 of each of the classes. I want 3 paladins, 3 apothecaries. I want everybody else to kind of be their own thing. So that might actually work out pretty well for us. Let's check the higher screen. Okay, we get the bomb. So I like the bomb too because you can control this one. You click it, throws a bomb out, it blows up everything, or does damage to everything, and it's pretty cool. I'm gonna pick up the druid here too. I do need the druid. The rod of healing. All heroes gain 10% healing. Yes, please. And then that's an EXP one. I tend to avoid those. I'm not saying they're bad. I just haven't really focused on those. I'll put the druid right in the middle here, and start an aura farm kind of in the middle. And then I think we'll be all right there. Check a hiring again. Yeah, it didn't flip yet. On the next flip, if we don't get anything good. Oh, wait, the sorcerer. Oh, I haven't seen the sorcerer. Oh, the witch. Excellent. So the tax collector must synergize with somebody else. Really, I'm interested to see what the sorcerer synergizes up into. That's going to be cool. Take a look at that once it gets there. I really like the wall of fire. I hope that it just makes it better or whatnot. All right, so he is synergized into a warlock. All right, let's check. So wall of fire is still there. Resists elemental damage. That's kind of cool. Blasts a group of enemies with necromantic fire, dealing damage and applying curse. Oh, curse and fire now. So that's why he is synergized with the witch, because you see the curse buy-in from the witch. They kind of share that ability. So that's really cool. Deals fire damage and applies a burning damage over time effect to all enemies. I like it. Very cool. All right, check the higher screen again. So you have a guardian, a witch, ring of reasonable pace. That's the other one. So this is the one that immune to slow. So let's get that right off the bat. I would like another guardian, I think. Like this and this. Well, this one at least. But let's get the guardian. So we have another character up here to put right next to the paladin there. So I like pairing these guys up. You see all of them in the middle here. I might actually put it there. So that way I think he's under 2 paladin auras. Yeah, that's even better. So you see some synergies back here. The druid synergizing, the wizard. I think they should key off pretty soon. We got our ascension bar about halfway down here. Just notice that. Higher flip. Do we have a spell yet? Frost Nova spell, my favorite spell. That's what we're getting. Okay. The rest of this can kind of sit for the moment. I don't need the refresh because I don't have enough money to buy anything. So if you're interested, if you're thinking about refreshing, be sure you have enough money to at least buy something. So if I had like 6 or 7,000 here, I would probably refresh and see what we can get. But for the moment, we're good. Now that we have the Frost Nova, whenever this groups come in, what I did in the last round is I kind of just cast it twice and froze up a bunch of stuff, kind of let our guys get ahead of the grouping, and just kept doing that. And it seemed to work really well. So I tried to hit the biggest grouping with 2 Frost Novas. Then by the time the next group, look how fast this recuperates with our mana improvements in the tree. If you haven't added the mana improvements in the tree, be sure to do that because it is well worth it. You know, once you get a spell, if you don't have a spell, it's useless. But once you get that spell, it's really good. Your mana just flies back up. So here, that's higher again. So we got ring of criticals. That's critical damage. I'm not really interested in that. I don't have a battle mage, so we're going to hire a battle mage. I'm going to put her within the mage's aura as well. She's up here. She's got a bunch of auras, so we're going to keep her there. It placed her in the right spot. Let's unpause and hit these guys. And what the heck? These guys. Hit these guys again. What the heck? It's so fast now. Wow. I did put 2 more improvements into it, so mana is very, very active now. So I still have my potion, so I know no one's died, you know, because sometimes someone can die and you just don't notice it. If you have the potion, you kind of can monitor that kind of well. All right, we got the druid is now a grove keeper. Hit both of those. We did flip on the higher screen. So we have all of these. I am going to get another paladin because I really, really like the paladin's aura. I'm going to get that find weapons plus 10% strength. That just keeps going in on what we're already good at. So I'll put the paladin here. Now I've got 3 paladin wall. I would kind of like to renegotiate these a little bit. Paladin here. So now I have what's called the paladin line. At least that's what I'm calling it. So you see all of their auras are active and everybody up here is generally under 2 different paladin auras. Some of them might end up being under 3. This guy's under a few. But I think it's a really effective way to heal in the front lines. Then what I'm looking at is I want some herbalists or apothecaries. I'd like to put at least 2 or 3 herbalists back here and have an herbalist kind of regeneration line going back here. These guys don't get hit as much, but when they do, they might not need to recover as fast. So that regeneration is something that could really help them. And it'll splash into some of these folks in the front line as well. So I've really kind of liked that build so far. So we got 212. We are good to go. And recuperate a little bit there, and let's crash these guys' day. Nice. I would love to get some of those thieves charms, but I haven't seen any of them come in yet. 24 heroes, and we don't have a full line of items yet, but is what it is. All right, so we got our bulwark, our second bulwark there. I see we've got enough going on with the peasant that he's up and running there. Shield mage is about to turn into a bastion. Got a decent amount of money. Check the higher screen real quick because it did flip. Deflection. Chance for magical. I'm going to save that for a character, I think. Let it flip again. If we get the Thieves Charm, I'll get that over a character. But for the moment... All right, so the Shield Mage is ready to turn into a Bastion. Then we got the Battle Mage up here. I think the Battle Mage turns into an Enchanter. Is that right? Slowly learning them. Everybody's frozen over there. Let's check the higher screen again. Brawler, Samurai, Herbalist. I want the Herbalist, and there's my Thieves Charm, which I almost have enough money for. So let's see. The Herbalist I want to put right here. And I'm gonna just keep her there for now. Then I might spread her out some more. Once I get some more characters, I'll probably put her here. But for now, I'm just gonna put her here and keep her kind of under as many auras and kind of have some overlapping auras if we can. All right, so we got our Enchanter online just as the Ascension comes up. Now let's see what we want to do Ascension-wise. So I don't have a ton of duplicates, but I do have a bulwark. I do have 2 clerics, right? Don't I? Yeah. So we'll do a cleric or a Templar. What's a cleric turn into? I forget. What else do we have duplicates? Do we have any other duplicates? I don't think so. Let's do a barbarian. What the heck? So, a cleric barbarian. I'm going to rub some mud in the wounds and then hit you with that big hammer. That should be interesting. I've not seen this character before, so let's see what happens here. When an enemy dies, gain 5% action gauge. When hit, gain ultimate gauge. Interesting. Attack and deals bonus damage from missing health, heals an ally, and removes all negative effects. Reckless Remedy, that's awesome. Charge action gauge 10 times faster and double strength briefly. Heal all allies for 50% max HP. Overheal converts into a shield. Wow, that's really cool. Divine Overdrive, I love it. All right, so this guy we're going to just throw right up front because we'll have him under double paladin. We'll have, I don't think there's any aura there. That's okay. Interesting. So we have some openings over here. So with that opening, I think I might actually take the apothecary or the herbalist. Or the herbalist there. So now we start an herbalist line. You see the 2 greens. Now we get another herbalist. We'll throw her down here and get some characters around her too. This paladin is good where it's at. Yeah. So one of the clerics was down here, so we need some spellcasters to kind of improve that. I don't think I have enough or a spellcaster involved, but I do want to get this Thieves Charms before it goes away. So glad I checked that. I get excited about other stuff, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to buy the Thieves Charm that I've been waiting for forever. So Thieves Charm, 1% chance to cause a target to drop coins with a physical attack. So as we're attacking with all these physical characters, we're just going to start raking in some money. So you'll see this money will accumulate a lot faster than it had before. All right, so new group's out. Who do we want to freeze? Let's freeze this one and this one. Enjoy standing around doing nothing. So get a little bit more. We probably need around 4,000 gold before we can do anything. All right. Bosses are here. So we got Warlord. Warlord, Overlord. So I assume the Overlord Well, maybe the warlord in the middle. He's higher. But one of these is the boss that will generate the idol. Probably whatever this guy is. Um, let's check the higher screen real quick. So we can buy a right outright, which is an upgraded artificer. We're out of healing, cleric, druid. I'm not opposed to this, but it's a ways off. This is where we hopefully will get quite a bit of money because all these physical attacks here will help quite a bit. I am going to throw the bomb. Oh, wow, the bomb did an immense amount of damage. I've never thrown the bomb at a boss before. Holy smokes. Yeah, I'm going to definitely try and do that again. But I actually shouldn't have done that because I wanted to milk the boss fight a little bit for more money. So you just throw out all kinds of money. Let's freeze him. It's higher. Oh, I flipped. Darn it. I was hoping to get that before. So our heroes gain 10% magic. Let's grab that. Not really interested in this stuff, so I am going to refresh. Cleric, swashbuckler, knight. We don't have a swashbuckler. Another hunter's charm. I'm going to get this one. That was shopping with no money. Where did the trickster go? Hold. No, that's the protagonist. It was swashbuckler. Yeah. I guess the swashbuckler can stay there. Let's upgrade to apothecary. Let's just see how it goes. We haven't used our potion yet. Everything's going. Let's freeze him again. He is getting frozen because you see the little freeze marker there. So I like to check that. End the party was his ability there. I don't like the sound of that. All right. Now we should get our second idol. Okay, let's check. Idol of poison. Heroes' physical attacks inflict poison, but all heroes become weak to poison. Heroes both deal and take 50% extra damage. Heroes gain 2% to all stats for each empty party slot under 20. I don't really like any of these, but let's go with this. I haven't seen a ton of poison thus far, so hopefully everything stays with fire. Beat wave 50 in the Stronghold. Fortnite, I like that. That's a cool icon there. And then as soon as I say I hadn't seen poison, now I'm seeing poison everywhere, I think, because I think that's the green stuff here. Interesting. Hey, I haven't seen poison in forever. And all of a sudden, I think that's some poisoning, but it could be something else. I don't see my character's health in any kind of a big deal there. Let's check the higher screen real quick. Witch, Stalwart, Warlock. Just buy. Oh, a Thieves Charm. Let's get the Thieves Charm again. I'm going to save up here. And hopefully that's a really good higher screen. So hopefully we can get some more money. So now we have 2% chance to make them drop money. And I'm just going to keep it on double speed. The double speed seems about the right way to go. You can kind of still see what's going on. I need a little bit left for that. I'm going to get this because plus 10% defense is really good. If I get the money, I might not get enough money to get it, but hopefully we do. Yeah, we got it. Okay. And I wouldn't mind getting the stalwart, but I wasn't going to get there. It just, I don't have enough cash at the moment to make that happen. Let's freeze and freeze. I really need a lot more characters too. We're in the part where we need to build a significant portion of our group before we get to the next boss. But so far so good. I think this is going well. We just need some money. And the 2 Thieves Charms are going to help us with that. Let's check what we did get on the refresh. So Druid, Shield Mage, Mender. Ring of Health is really, really good. But again, I still think I'm interested in the Ring of Health, but I'm also really needing some characters. Another Shield Mage might be good. Just a full-blown cleric that's been upgraded to a mender would be nice too, but I don't think I'm going to make it. So I have to let it flip again. Yeah. We need to have 9,000. So I'm going to let it build up just a little bit. Then we'll check it here in a second. All right. We have over 10,000. All right. We'll check it now. So Ranger, Samurai, Paladin, Snapshot. So I'm not going to get any more Paladins because of that one idol. We want our Paladins to keep, at least that 5% bonus. Once you get the fourth one, they're going to go down to 0%. I could get a Snapshot for the back row. Help with some damage. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Kind of put that one there. Ooh, these guys look cool. I haven't seen these guys yet. Hopefully they don't kill me. I would like it if they drop lots of money. Their pixel characters is pretty cool. We took care of them all right. So 13,000, unfortunately, refreshed. Priest, Druid. We don't have a priest. Let's grab a priest. Priest, I'm going to throw maybe here. Get some character stats increase there. He's already synergizing. And we got another ascension coming up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. But let's free some people up here. So it's pretty cool to get everybody kind of cranking here. I feel like this is a pretty good party. The idols are interesting. I haven't used either of these idols before. I will take that back. I think I've used the poison one before. Now I'm wondering if I use one of the paladins, if the paladin ends up being still has its aura. I assume it would, but so let's try it. So paladin, and then we have a paladin ranger. That doesn't seem right. We have this knight here. That might be cool. Armor. I only have one armor. Hunter of Bones. Let's do that. Let's do the Knight and the Templar. I think I might have done this one before. Sunderworn Justicar. I don't think so, actually. So we'll throw this one here. Let's check if it still has its aura. No, right? Aura? Oh, it does. Excellent. So we'll throw it right back where it was, right? Where's our paladins here? Hold on. So we have a paladin there, paladin here. There it is. All right, so we have our 3 paladins again, and it does give off a healing aura. So I'm okay with that. Now we have some holes here, that we need to fill because we keep sending and losing characters. But ooh, a berserker would be nice. A lumberjack. Oh, I need a rogue. Yeah, I do need a rogue. I would like. Oh, this is. Oh, this is a rough one. I'm gonna get the Thief's Charm first. We're gonna look to try and get to that rogue. That Thief's Charm is just gonna help us roll in so much more money. So we gotta get the rogue going. Yeah, there we go. Get some more money, guys. Let's get that rogue. I think I got enough now. I mean, I would like to have the berserker, but the rogue is going to be important for us because, let's see, that's multiple. Yeah, it should be within multiple auras there. Everyone else needs synergized. Let's get this one and this one. Now you see, look at the money. So with 3 of these, you see that it is actually, coming together real nice once you get 2 or 3 of these. 3 seems to kind of be the magical number where you really start just raking in some cash. Free some stuff up. So lumberjack, critical, amulet, drunken fist. We have both of these. 5% chance for critical is really nice, but I really need some additional characters. So we're going to focus the items I really love, don't get me wrong. But I just think we really need to get some more characters before we get to 75. There's a pretty significant boss wave at 75 you want to be prepared for. So let me know if you guys have tried builds where you've tried excessive amounts of particular characters. Let me know how that's worked out for you because I'm curious to get into that. I think after this one, the next video I'm going to make is on one of those adventures. So trying the adventure mode. I think I'm really excited to give that a deeper dive now that we will have all the characters unlocked. And that's where I think you can build particular characters. You have to pay attention to the synergies when you're building that party, but could be pretty cool. Plate armor, assassin's charm, mender, bastion, duelist. Ooh, I don't have a duelist yet, so we're gonna get that first. Oh, I probably shouldn't have hired the duelist because it synergizes with the gunslinger, who I've kind of turned off at the moment. On the tree. That's okay. He synergizes with somebody else, so I think he'll be okay. We're just gonna put him up front, and if he dies, he dies. I mean, he's not completely up front, but he's within several auras and stuff, so he should be okay. Let's do some freezing. Somebody synergized? Yeah, the samurai is now a ninja. I do like the ninjas. Quite good. We're gonna let this maybe flip. Hold on. Yeah, I can't really afford anything, so it is what it is. All right, so stuff's frozen. Let the money accumulate. Magus is wreaking havoc with lightning. Okay, somebody got another paladin up to a Templar. Yeah, the paladins are able to get to the Templar because the priest here. The one Templar that I had was one that I purchased like that. So I purchased him as a Templar. But once we got the priest, the paladins started getting their synergy together. So a few more waves before we get to the 75. I wonder if another bulwark, just purchasing a bulwark right out would be pretty cool, I think. So I have 3 bulwarks. Yeah, put them up there. We've got 1, 2 now because we used one. Is this a bulwark? Oh, yeah, I got 3 bulwarks. I'm good with that. Okay, we got the boss. So we've got a Lich, an Archmage, and a Dark Knight. I'm going to slow it down a bit just so we can kind of watch some hit points if we can. It's still really hard to see like what's going on with your characters. You just kind of... And during the boss fights, the spacebar doesn't pause. So be careful of that. I noticed that last time. I'm going to buy that Bloodsoaked Charm. The ability to get some extra heals off of that. And when the bosses are around, I don't know why it just disables the use of the spacebar. It's kind of odd. This Frost Nova is freezing all 3 of them, though. I do like that. You can kind of keep them frozen for... I think, honestly, I think this Frost Nova is too strong. But... Because just see, I'm just kind of keeping them frozen, that when they start to activate again, as long as the screen doesn't move, I'm able to kind of just keep them frozen. Okay, one of the bosses is down. We've accumulated, and see what I mean by the amount of money. So just briefly, while we're attacking all of these bosses, look how much we've accumulated. Almost 50 grand now. Let's see what these are going to go with here. Your highest strength hero gains 50% damage, 50% defense. All others lose 30% strength. I don't like this. All heroes gain 10% life steal, but lose 20% max HP. I'm not down with that either. I'm going to go ahead and just learn the mind control spell. Probably never cast it, but I'll learn it. I'm okay with that. Let's freeze him again. We have a bunch of money. The comet spell is really nice too. I like the comet and the frost nova. Since I have upgraded um, I have done the ascension with the clerics more than a few times. I'm going to go ahead and get another cleric going here. Our rogue is looking to upgrade to an assassin. Let's freeze this guy again. So no one's died. I'm not averse to just milking this boss some. You see all the money the boss is tossing out there? It's because we started hitting him. Oh, there's the new dude. These little dead bishop dudes are pretty cool. So no one's died yet, so that's good. We still have our potion. Let's check the higher screen. It did flip. Oh, another Templar, but 3 of them. Oh no, I only have 2 of them now because I did upgrade one. So word of warning, that one gives you the gauge there. Honestly, I am going to get this Templar because I think that will count. I'll keep it up there, right? Yeah, I'm okay keeping it up here. When you ascend, they don't seem to count as the classes that they were before. That's something I noticed in one of the runs. So if you ascend one of your classes and you don't have a backup of that, that ascension, the synergies no longer function. So be careful with that. So I'm always looking kind of for duplicate on the ascension. All right, so freeze them again. I'm just going to keep freezing that boss. No one's died. We still have our potion. Everything's good. But the higher did flip, so let's check that again. I think I needed one more herbalist, right? Barkeep, paladin. I'm not adverse to getting a barkeep. Let's get that. So herbalist and barkeep. Where did the herbalist go? This is the barkeep here. Let's put her right here. And another herbalist. I'm going to put her here. So we've got 3 of those going, right? 3 or 4. I'm not sure at this point. It's hard to tell with all the auras, but we'll let them do their thing. Yeah, this has generated a lot of cash, but this Lich has a ton of hit points, 50 million hit points. But I'm not sad about just milking this boss fight. It's taking really long time, and that's going to accumulate some cash. Okay, so skeleton archers in the glossary now. Yeah, and it's random. You'll see kind of this will go, yeah, it went from like 45 to 53 really quick. So he's dead. I don't get a idol off of him, even though he was the last person to die. Like one of the bosses has the idol, so it's kind of weird to figure out which one has it. You don't really get to pick which one you kill, so you can't target the one with the idol first or anything. All right, so the priest leveled up, or the cleric leveled up with his synergy. Apothecary and barkeep are synergizing. Should pop pretty soon. Check the higher before it flips. Ooh, a warrior, yes. So I need a warrior for sure. Let's just do the warrior first. Warrior popped right up here. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Apothecary is good. And the warrior should start synergizing because we have the he's a what now? What's he called? A warlock. Barkeep's going to synergize here soon, turn into an alchemist. And we're also going to get an ascension. Okay. Let's check. Now I have 3 paladins or 3 templars against. I think I'm going to do another templar. And actually, I'm going to do like a templar alchemist. Check that out. I know I have 2 alchemists. So a volatile Justicar. Interesting. So let's check the volatile Justicar out. Okay, aura. Oh, it has double auras. Nice. Allies gain 10% speed. Allies gain increased defense and magic defense. Potent Smite hurls a damaging brew that hits multiple enemies and drops potions. Strike one enemy and heals nearby allies. Heal all heroes and grant a random buff. Grants all allies a temporary shield and a small heal. Oh, wow, that's pretty powerful. So I'm going to pause and let all this clear for a second so I can see where my characters are. So we have a paladin, paladin, paladin. So it looks like our paladin circles are still good. I'm probably going to move this warrior back here so he'll benefit from more auras. But other than that, I'm happy with where it placed it. So let's go here. Let's check the higher screen. So we have monk, armor, hunter's charm, heavy. I'm going to grab another armor for the heck of it. So that's actually probably not a terrible spot for it. My spacebar is no longer working at all. So that's kind of unfortunate. You know, I'm just going to keep the armorer there. He has almost 500,000 hit points, and I think things are going okay. Let's freeze some things, help out a little bit. I don't think we have any more synergies left, but we do have 3 ascensions already, so that's something that's different from the previous runs. Is I wasn't getting my 3rd ascension till much deeper than this, so there must be some sort of an ascension modifier going on, something that I'm doing, or something that's about this particular spacebar not working is annoying. Something about this particular biome or whatnot. There's some sort of bonus that lets you ascend more. Because typically I don't get 3 that quickly. 3 usually happens towards the closer to the end of the game. New grouping in. Let's check the higher screen. It just flipped. Ooh, I would like another sorcerer maybe. Let's do that. I really do like they're doing down there. Let's put the sorcerer here because there's our bastion. I think we only have 1 bastion, right? I'm not sure. I have to pause a lot of stuff, but let's freeze some things while we're chatting. Hope everyone's doing well and having a good week. Pretty decent here. The weather's a little colder than I would like, but you know, can't complain too much. So just keep freezing here. This is my favorite spell. You know, I'll have to try out some other ones, but this one's pretty nice. Just to be able to, you know, stop a group from doing whatever it's supposed to be doing seems pretty powerful. All right, so the warrior looks like spacebar not working. It's really annoying. I don't see any other synergies. So now the warrior turned into, what is it, a spell blade, because they interact with the sorcerer here. Let's unpause, check the higher screen. Shield mage. Oh, I would like another shield mage too, and a firebomb, and this ring of defense. Yes, and the plate armor. All right, well, there's a lot here that I want, but I can't buy it all. So this shield mage we're going to put right here. So we have the shield mage auras going on both sides now. hopefully you can't hear my computer chair. It's all squeaky right now. If you do, I apologize. I'm going to take this ring of defense. There's a lot of good stuff there, but I think we're just going to have to skip some of it. Bags of 735 gold sound good to me. I was seeing some of those come out. So I think when I hit about 40,000, I'll go check again. Well, check before it flips. I could buy this plate armor. I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy the plate armor just before it flips and see if we can get enough money to buy whatever comes up in the next one as well. I think my axeman is ready to go up. Our lumberjack is now an axeman. Yeah. It's kind of hard to see the glows, so you kind of got to pause it every once in a while, let everything clear, and check up again. Um, Now, the one idol that I thought was really good, we ended up getting two of them during our last run, was that idol of giants. Just adds 40% health, hit points, and minus 20% to your gauge as far as when you can do your abilities and stuff. But extra health seemed like insane. So I was hoping to find one here. We didn't, but we're still progressing okay. So here I just want to keep adding some characters. Adding a second witch might not be bad. I don't have enough. So let's get a little bit more money and maybe we'll be able to squeak it in there. There we go. All right, we'll grab the witch. She went down here. I'm kind of okay with her right there. There we go. Okay, freeze there. I'm going to freeze over here. Let that kind of recover some. I mean, I do see people taking hit points. I saw this, or taking damage. This guy was down to like 400 and something, but he seems to pop back up. No one's died because we still have our potion. So let's stop talking and do some freezes there. I am kind of low on money at the moment, so let's get this sorcerer upgraded. Anybody else? No. Check the higher screen real quick. So Battle Mage, Bloodsoak Charm, Plate Armor, Monk. Yeah, I'm okay to just kind of let that do its thing. If I had more money, I would refresh there and just see if we can get some more characters. I'd like to get at least 40 characters before we get to the final boss. If I can get more, I think I'm going to start prioritizing some of the characters more if I can. The money's slowed down a little bit. It's fickle because it's a percentage chance, right? So you can kind of get into a streak here where, all of a sudden everybody's dropping money, and then all of a sudden your money just pops quite a lot. But at the moment, it's kind of slowed down a little bit. All right, our shield mage is up to a bastion. We have our witch getting ready to be upgraded back here. So we're back up to 46. Let's check before it switches. I think I'm just going to let it switch here. Split Soak Charm is really good, but I want some characters. We already have two of them, so 4% hit point, regen on a kill is pretty good. See what we get. So armor, wizard, paladin. I'm not averse to getting a wizard. Let another wizard slot in right behind this shield mage. That's perfect. Sometimes it puts them in really good places. Sometimes it's like, hey, just put your wizard right up front. Like, no, I don't want my wizard in the front line tanking. So I do appreciate like the front back row. When you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, you have your party order, like who's in front, who's in back, who's watching the side, who's scouting, that type of stuff. Kind of got some of that reminiscent to some of the Dungeons and Dragons things that end up pulling into this game. It's pretty cool. So we're up to 18,000 skill gems. This is a good place to run to get your skill gems, it looks like. the higher levels definitely give you more skill gems with that bonus. A lot of things on the screen at the moment. Yikes. All right, I think I'm going to skip all of those. All right, the witch is upgraded. All right. So I got quite a bit of money now. I'm going to let these enemies pop in here. Freeze some of them. There we go. Mercenary. Now the mercenary needs the gunslinger, right? Oh no, the mercenary is the tax collector. He's the final one that we need the synergy for. And I assume we'll have the tax collector's synergy already because he's going to synergize with somebody we already have. But this guy synergizes with the tax collector. That makes perfect sense because he's the mercenary. Hidden dagger. All heroes have a 5% chance when counterattacked. We are going to grab that. I'm not averse to picking up that samurai if we can, because he'll turn into another ninja. Ninja's always good, right? Who doesn't want a ninja in their party? All right, let's grab the samurai. We'll let it synergize up. I'm going to throw it. That seems like an okay place for it, actually. Okay, we got 40 characters, so that's good. We got about 5 more waves before we're kind of done. Hopefully the samurai can synergize before the boss hits. Almost got 20,000 skill gems out of this. I like that. Heroes refresh. We're going to need some more money before we can grab. Wouldn't mind grabbing another hero if we can. It's going to freeze those. Looks like the wizard's going to make it from a synergy perspective. We're not going to get another ascension. And for those that haven't seen yet, at 100, this massive dude comes out, the protagonist, and he's not, I don't think he's killable. So he just has question marks on his hit points. And I think he's just meant to be like the end of the run. And I heard somebody mentioned endless, where there's like an endless mode that unlocks. Maybe it unlocks once I get through this particular biome. Okay, we got our magus. Hopefully that samurai can get to the ninja. He's close. Ooh, just buying a bulwark would be nice. Ooh, thieves charm, but we're almost to the end, so let's get another bulwark. What the heck? And then the bulwark went up here. Yeah. Wondering. There's a spot here. I'm gonna put. Oh, jeez. Right there. Yeah. All right. Let's do some freezing. Okay, things seem to be going okay. No one's died. We still have our potion. I know I mentioned that several times, but I think it's good to kind of get into the routine of knowing where to check and what to check. Like I said, sometimes a guy, the death messaging comes down over here, but sometimes you just miss it because it's pretty quick sometimes. So at 48,000, I don't think we might get enough money depending on the Thieves Charm activations. Let's check this real quick. So we need about at least 55. Could get a barbarian. I don't really like any of this. Let's refresh real quick. Keep barbarian, shield mage. I think I'm going to go with the ring of defense, honestly. And let's see if we can get enough built up. We have 41. I was aiming for 40. He's going to come in here pretty quick. We're over 20,000 skill gems. I've not had that happen. And I pretty much spent them all. I usually have around 400 to 700 kind of left over. All right, we're going to get the ninja before we get to the boss. I've not seen these little demon gargoyle type things come out before. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we might get enough to get one more character here before he pops out. He's going to pop out here very, very soon. So higher 54. I'm going to wait. And then you'll start seeing guys just die. It's a little rough. All right, he is here. So beat wave 100 in the dead stronghold. We did do that. I don't think I can. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's frozen. He is the Endbringer. He looks like he's affected by these. But he is going to start just offing our guys. That's the death messages there. He has this beam of death that just kills everybody. Go and hire one more character as everybody's dying. He probably died the moment he came right in. No, he's still back there. He's cruising. It's our new cleric back there. Welcome. Welcome to the party. Yeah. Now I have gotten to like wave 104 with this guy out even. I had a group that I was just able to kind of keep alive. They had so many healing effects from up here. They were able to kind of stay alive. So I was able to get to like 104 on one of these things before with him out. But it's really tough. It's just, there's just so much death coming at you. I really dig our Ascension guys that hung around this time. We were able to get through. Well, did you see? It said perform ascension. I got the fourth ascension, but then my guys that could ascend were dying, so the ascension came down real quick. But another successful run. That was a good one. I'm happy we got through that one. This time the bard. I thought I had a bard, but usually a bard is here. And speaking of endless mode, yeah, I had heard somebody. I think it was on the release notes. They mentioned something about endless mode. So if you get to the last dead stronghold, you get endless mode unlocked, and then what else did it say? Turbo mode unlocked for this map and the tax collector. So take a quick look at the tax collector here. Endless, there it is. Okay, and we got the daily run too. So I'd like to try these things. I haven't really focused on any of that stuff yet. Just so we have everything unlocked, there might be a thing for that. So let's go into skill tree and just unlock the gunslinger again. Gunslinger was just easy to take off, so I was like, well, we'll keep him off. And let's go check the party select screen. Everybody's here, so everybody's in the right spot. Everybody's here. Tax collector. Oh, a greedy opportunist who turns combat into profit, scooping up gold and making enemies spill more. When hit, drop gold. Yes. Collects all gold currently on the screen and drops some extra coins. Oh my gosh. For a short duration, enemies drop gold when hit. Okay, he truly is the tax collector. Wow. And we get to see what the mercenaries upgrade is, because he's been... Mercenary opens up pretty early in the runs, but I was never able to find the synergy. So the tax collector is the synergy. I really do dig his little pixel icons too. Let's see what he does. He's like kicking the chest there, or putting his foot up. Is he doing a Captain Morgan? He might be doing a Captain Morgan. That's what he's doing. That's hilarious. And he's smiling while he's doing it. Okay. I do appreciate the animations here. I really think the devs did a good job with this game. I'm glad they're getting some pretty cool success out of the game as well. They said they sold 30,000 copies in the first week, which is quite good. All right, so next time I think we're gonna try adventure mode, and then what does this even say? So leaderboard. The daily leaderboard run, only your first attempt is entered in the leaderboard, so gear up wisely. Lethal enemies, extra skilled, difficulties 4. And then we can check the leaderboard. Holy smokes, look at this, 1,530 waves. Wow, crazy car, 1030. You've almost doubled everybody else. Good work. So to get on the leaderboard, you have to do 254 waves at least. Wow. All right, we'll have to try that at some point. I'm not going to say I'm going to be on the leaderboard, but I'd like to try it. Endless. So endless looks like maybe it switches you through the zones, like you start in the first zone and work your way through or something. That's pretty cool. And then adventure, I did try an adventure mode one, but it didn't get very far. So we'll try the adventure mode next time. I'm very curious about that. I know there's like when you click it, there's like a roguelike progression and whatnot. The loot works completely differently. I do remember that, and you don't get like a full up party and stuff. You get all sorts of different things. So I'm pretty psyched about giving this a try. Hope you are too. If you if you have any comments about Legionbound or want to know something, or so you found something cool in your game, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Bye. See you in the next one.